basically, it's just kind of a recap of the Be 2 Weeks Ready event that we had on Saturday at Zor Lutheran Church in Canby. It was it was great, honestly. I wish Michael was here so I could praise him in person. People just absolutely loved it. The response was bigger than I thought it would be. There were about 30 people there online and in person, which was a great turnout for our community. There were a couple of things that I did. We did the litany of welcome from this group to do our spiritual grounding, but I did adapt it a little bit to be a little more in line with just the disaster preparedness that we were there to talk about. I thought that that would be more appropriate for this community at this time. Then I think another thing that worked really well is we had our event on a Saturday morning versus a Sunday after worship. And the reason that first of all, I think it was just easier for some people to attend, but also it meant that on Sunday we had just an informal, casual check-in after the service for the people who were there. So it was really fresh in their minds. About 11, 12 of us gathered around a table and just said, what's next? And brainstormed. And it was really great. So what they decided is they wanted to do monthly 15-minute check-ins first Sunday of the month after worship. Let's gather around this table here and say, how are you doing? And how are you doing? And what do we need to do? And all that kind of stuff. Make sure that we're accountable to getting it done, but in a way that is friendly and there's some levity to it. They want to do another training during fire season because the feedback was very strong that, oh, well, now I understand what this is all about. And now I want my neighbors to come and my family and my kids and all that kind of stuff. So they wanted another one. And they thought that fire season would add an urgency that would draw people. They want to do a text thread so that if they're at REI and water filters are on sale, they can be like, hey, who wants one? And just kind of have this real-time communication to help each other prepare. And then they wanted to do asset mapping of the group to see who has what skills that they could contribute to helping everybody get prepared. So it was really great and very organic in the way that it kind of bubbled up and this group figured out what they wanted to do and how they wanted to carry forth this training. I will say too, there were a few other outcomes to this training that were not directly related to it, but boy, are they cool. One of them was the Zoom portion was run by somebody who has been really kind of timid about running the Zoom. He's training. He was worried about it. And the church really needs somebody else to be able to have those skills. And so this was a great practice for him that wasn't during worship for him to run the Zoom. And it all went great. So I think that was really awesome for him. And then we had a Connection Canby CERT came. They brought, I think, four people and their trailer. So there's a stronger connection there. The church is actually a Red Cross hub. I didn't know this before because it's all earthquake retro or fitted and all that kind of stuff. So that was a good connection. The evangelism in the neighborhood, which I just put on a collar and I walked around the neighborhood the day after the explosion with flyers. Say I didn't preach anything, but I just said, here's what we're doing. We'd love you to join us. That was it. But that little event, I think it mattered. And then the fourth thing and final thing was the Thrivent Action Grant that we got for the giveaways. Thank you, Pastor Robin, for suggesting it. There's been a waterfall effect of that. So now our stewardship team is identifying who else has these Thrivent Action Grants. Let's look at those as a real resource for all the other things that we want to do. So it was all good. It was all good. And I hope that I think it will continue to have a life beyond last Saturday.